So I was about to report to the female custodes sales, retail sales weeks ago, but I just couldn't get to that, so I'm sorry that I'm late. But now we have the financial report from GW, so we actually have a reason even to talk about this again and to show you my last reports that are by Chainsword and by this amazing, wonderful person here who already reported so many times Paladin Demo. First of all, before we get to what GW said in the financial report, here are the last reports from the retail sales for female custodes, guys. So we have this from Chainsword 40K from June 16, and this is the Paladin demo reports are also from 1 month ago, both of them. And now we are filming this on the 3rd of August, so keep that in mind. We have no new reports what happened, but this is very telling still. If you haven't seen the previous video of me breaking down all of the reports from stores, you gotta see them because we're not gonna go to all the numbers right here. We're gonna check the updates only and talk about what GW said up there. So, what is Chainsword saying on June 16 is that the changes since the previous update are as follows. Otherwise, everything remains the same. No new boxes have been ordered. I assume the sodality will go on sale soon if this keeps up. So, Coronos Graph Carrier, 10 boxes, 3 sold. Custodian Dreadnought, 0 boxes, 1 sold. My takeaway from this is that people only buy Custodes minis that aren't explicitly mixed gender, like the sodality set where you can't build only male custodians. Venatary dreadnoughts and vehicles are all gender neutral, so they can be male, as they should be. So we have talked about this before, guys, but basically Custodes, first of all, besides being Henry Cavill's favorite faction and my own as the Empress, that doesn't mean that other people actually like them. They are one of the most powerful ever warrior factions, actually the most powerful ever warrior faction in Warhammer 40k. You can say that because they're the personal guard of the Emperor of Mankind, and not many people find that appealing. I find that extremely appealing since I'm the Empress and love the Emperor, and that's the whole point. So for me, they're like the best and the most awesome and the most unique. So of course I'm gonna gravitate towards them. I would only buy male Custodes, of course. I'm not interested in the ugly-ass models of the females because, first, they look more narrow in terms of shoulders. Of course, they're female, which shouldn't be the case. They're supposed to be only male and all those things that I am attracted to, from fan standpoint, to the true male Custodes. And that's it. That's the bottom line.
That's how they should be.
Yes, because Stone Cold said so.
Yes.
No, because I said so. Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean. So, from a fan perspective, I will not buy the female custodians. Now, I did do my research, of course, for months now, and I post several posts across the gaming channel, my Warhammer channel. I did do that on Twitter, so I did post many posts to see the interest in female custodians. But the overall consensus so far is that there's almost no interest in female custodians, like above 80%, sometimes above 90% say that they will not buy them. And of course, this is across all the posts. And the other thing is that we have to have in mind, again, is that actually people are not interested in custodians in the first place. I think that this is even worse now with the female custodians. So we got several reports from Twitter, from X, and on YouTube. These are just the most prominent examples, but we did get others in which either the boxes are sitting on shelves or they're selling very, very slowly. That's the thing. And the bottom line, they're not actually restocking. And the third thing, if that is the third thing, is that a lot of the stores never got the custodians to begin with. So if there's super huge interest across the physical stores, because we can't have any knowledge about the digital sales, we just can't. So the only thing that we can say is what people report. That is what I can report on, at least. So what we can say is that there are no female custodians restockings. There is no interest in that because, again, no restocking. GW seems to underproduce, so to speak, or to produce exactly where they thought that the sales are gonna be. So they never delivered to many stores, and that has been reported since the very beginning. Those stores, by reports of some people that I covered in previous videos, still report that they never got them. They never got them even after 2 or 3 months after the custodies are actually out. So GW don't care to physically produce more so they can actually fulfill those orders to begin with, and they don't care to actually stock those stores.
Do you think that if they had stronger digital sales, they would put this out as information to show, look, we have so many online sales to that. So people buy them.
That's the
Do you
thing.
think that they would boast with that?
That's the thing, because up there we have, this is from the PDF official GW report. So they have a financial reports that they release officially and anybody can download and read them. So what it says here, for Warhammer the Horus Heresy, because those custodies were released as a part of the Horus Heresy series, a new edition in July 2025 provided some never-seen-before miniatures from this deep, rich story, along with an updated version of the rules. Ongoing sales show that hobbyists are busy bolstering their armies with new additions to take advantage of new tactics that come with the new rules. And the highlighted piece, another standout moment, was the release of the new Custodes miniatures in the last quarter of the year. Ever popular amongst hobbyists, the new miniatures were received exceptionally well. We are only 3 years in, just getting started with our Horus Heresy offer. So, what GW are officially saying is that the new Custodes miniatures, highlighting the female Custodes, are received exceptionally well. Okay, GW, where are the numbers?
Where are the
because
numbers,
this is official. And how could we know? Because we don't have even numbers for the original Custodes to compare with.
Yep.
We have nothing. Digitally, officially, nothing, zero, zilch. So, I mean, they just say that because basically they're not obligated to provide numbers, because if I was an investor, I would know, okay, but how are those new Custodes perform in comparison to the previous Custodes? They will not say. Now, the other thing is that if I was the investor, I would be like, I would be probably just lost in all the things that GW ever sell, because investors don't have time to go through every single product that they're selling. They want to know the bottom line. What's the bottom line? How much did the company have sold? Is it more than last time? Is my investment actually worth it? Is this company growing? That's the bottom line. That's what they will know. So GW are not actually obligated logically to provide specific numbers. But unfortunately for us, that means that we have nothing official. But again, they can say exceptionally well, but they can absolutely lie about that.
Yeah, totally.
If they want.
We see no numbers.
Yeah, they're free to do that. But we can still extract the physical stores and what physical stores tell us, and the physical basically interest about that. So from Paladin Demo, I think this or that was this was the first one. So this was the first report. You can see more Custodes are on the shelf. So he says week 9 local game store, same 3 boxes, went back through the picks over the month. 3 unit boxes sold, all 3 fem studies captain sold, no restock of either. Okay, no restock. And the latest update is this right here. Week 9 local game store addendum, 1 more fem studies unit sold. Revised numbers now on 2 months. Local Warhammer store, 0 out of 1 sold. No restock or new stock. Local game store, 4 out of 6 unit boxes sold. 3 out of 3 shield captain boxes sold. No restock. So they are selling. Now, they are selling, but again, no restock. What we have to have in mind here is that you want to kit bash if you're a player.
I was going to ask about that. Are those that are sold actually the one that you can create male and both genders you can do, right? So probably people are buying because they want to do the male run.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. If I didn't care if, some people actually didn't know. I actually made a poll about this as well, that some people didn't know that there are female Custodes. So if there are fans of Custodes, they're just going to buy them. I would be wondering why the Custodes now all of a sudden look narrower with, narrow shoulders and more awkward build, so to speak, and their heads are so freaking ugly. I mean, miniature heads are not pretty to begin with, but the female heads look just as male, so maybe they're not gonna even think that that's a woman, they're just gonna be like, they look kind of nerfed, kind of smaller. That's weird. So there are some people like that as well. So we will never get like fully objective picture because GW would not care to provide one because they don't, literally. But at least this overall interest in the stores, we can see that there is no restock. So I think that we can extract the biggest proof if the Custodes are so amazingly popular or not is the fact that GW do not restock these. They just don't.
Yeah.
So
much like happens with other action figures, for example, of unknown and or not so many popular characters. People buy the popular one, and the other are just peg warmers.
Yeah, peg warmers
sitting there. Yeah,
exactly.
And no restock of them once they actually buy out, if they are, or they go on clearance. Like for example, we saw that now Super GW figures are on clearance for $5 to $8.
And this is crazy.
So
this is actually nuts. Okay, so that is it really. We made all the points that we needed to make. You can still report from your own local stores, hobbyist stores, if you see female Custodes sitting on the shelves or selling or whatever. We don't want to push any narrative. We're just trying to make some kind of a assessment of the situation. But surely we don't have any proof that female Custodes are a success. That's the bottom line. We do have proof that female Custodes are not restocked.
Do they actually do GW ever given somewhere like like a link for pre-order to some of the shops or things like that? Like for example, in Big Bad Toy Store, they give you so you can
pre-order.
So usually, let's say it's Big Bad Toy Store, and usually, let's say they give you new action figures of maybe let's say Avengers Doomsday. These are new. Okay. Once they give that for the pre-order, which is months before movies and anything else, once you click there, usually it will show you out of stock.
Yeah.
Which happens with the Marvel Legends figure case. Happens very fast. Really very fast. They then restock after some time there. Is there something like that for GW? Like for example, in Big Bad Toy Store, can we click on a link to see are those things still available?
Yeah, I mean, in some stores you can. You can. And in the GW store in the beginning, we were reporting that they were not selling. There was nothing. And then they were out of stock. All of a sudden. After a time.
Okay.
That was like the biggest, the most expensive pack, which was $255 or something like that. But yeah, we do have to, I mean, if you want to, all the details about that, you have to go back and watch the other videos that go into details about everything. But to me, and what we can make as an educated guess by everything that we so far know, I think that the Custodes are just okay. They're maybe not a complete flop, but they're just okay. And that's it. And I think that GW will sell a lot more of the dreadnoughts, like Chainsword said, things that are needed on the tabletop. If you want to play Custodes, you're going to buy that anyway. Because it's not female coded. It's just a machine. It's just what it is. So those are more expensive, but they're understandable to be, sold for all the people that love Custodes and they don't care about the Switch and all those things.
Yeah, you just need the machine, as we say.
But again, guys, feel free to report. And if you want, you can make a post just like what Awesome Paladin Demo made. Just make a post, tag me, so I can see it, and YouTube mentions that you post a picture, or do the same, but on X. 40k Empress there. And just let me know what you can see here. But by no means the people that support female Custodes can be like, yeah, they were a success. Yeah. Well, why? If they're a success, why don't then GW restock? Huh? Why? Where is the supply? If there's a demand,
there is a demand.
There's gonna be a supply. There's not. There's no supply. So where is that? Where is that exact? I want to know. No, genuinely, we want to know where is the supply, and that's it. Okay, guys. So let's know what you think in the comments. All proof is welcome if there is any, whether that be in for the Custodes or against them. Still, all proof is welcome, guys. Absolutely. We just want to know what is. We just want to know the truth. We don't care if whatever else. We just want to report what's actually happening.
Their purpose burning crystal bright, to lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.